Hi, everybody. How you doing tonight? Yeah, that's some sick worship. Okay, so I'm Rachel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a senior at Tahlequah, and I'm kind of talk a little bit about what God has done for me in my life. And I was thinking, God, Lee, what am I going to talk about? I don't know what I'm going to talk about, because I don't really have very many trials and things that I've been faced with. And I was thinking, and there's this verse, and it's Hebrews 11:1, and it's, faith is being sure of what you hope for and certain of things that you do not see. And I was scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, all of these verses came up, and they're all Hebrews 11:1, and there were like 5 people in a row, and I was like, this is a sign. And so I was going to talk about, so back in May, we had this huge family crisis, and my mom was really, really sick, and we didn't really know what the outcome was going to be. And so I don't know if any of you have ever dealt with almost losing a parent, but it's something that I would never wish upon anybody. But so this was going on, and I was like, man, I can do this by myself. I don't need anybody. And at that time, I was kind of going through a little valley, and I was, fighting with God, and it was a really hard thing it's really always really hard to come to terms with the fact that you're fighting with Him. And we all know it's hard, because you want to be like, yeah, I'm solid in everything I do through God. And and things kept progressing, and things kept getting worse and worse, and I just thought, I can't do this alone. And so one day I just broke down, and I've never in my life cried for God, and I cried like a baby, let me tell you what. And I just was like, you have to take this. And I prayed, and I prayed for myself, and I prayed for my family, and my mom and her well-being, and my sisters. And at the time, my mom was not saved, which is an even scarier thought, the fact that I might lose my mom and the fact that she's not saved. And so I just prayed, and I prayed, and things turned out very well. She's doing very well now, and He got our whole family through this situation. And what's even greater about that is that my mom got saved after that. Woo! Yeah. So my mom got saved, and guys, if you know the feeling of leading someone to Christ, it's an awesome feeling. But let me tell you what, when you lead a parent to Christ, it is the most rewarding thing in the whole world. And I mean, guys, I know that it's really hard because you're in high school and you think that you can do things on your own and that you don't need, anybody else to help you when you're a big kid. But guys, sometimes you need to break down, you need to humble yourselves before God, because no matter what, He's always going to be there. And that's sometimes a hard thing to come to terms with, but it's like having a best friend, I mean, He is your best friend, and He is your Father, and He is always going to be there for you, and He's just going to hold you in His arms. No matter what you do wrong in this life, He will always be there, and He will always forgive you. And that's something that we all need to remember. And I know that it's hard, but we all just need to remember that sometimes. So I guess that's my little spiel. So I hope, are we doing more worship? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Okay, well, I hope that you guys can absorb everything that Gilbert has to say tonight and really just let go of everything that is burdening you in your lives and just come into everything wholeheartedly, and just remember that God's presence is definitely in this room tonight, and let's just try and lead as many people to Christ as we can. So.